Good morning, everyone. Oh, lied. Good afternoon, everyone. It is May 29th, Friday, May 29th, the last day of May for us as teachers. Yay, which means, we're almost done with the school year. Excuse me. And you are here for a Bitmoji scene training. I'm going to have a drink. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Bond, Virginia Bond. Bond like James and Virginia like the state. Some of you are new to the room, new to me at least. I haven't seen you before. So I am an ISS integration of technology training specialist with NARIC, which is a subsidiary of Cap Region BOCES. Our region goes from Gouverneur, which is over by Watertown, all the way up north, all the way across to the Vermont border, which is Rouse's Point, and down to the Catskills, and encompasses most of the Adirondacks. So I just happen to be very grateful and lucky that I live on the Canadian border in Malone. If you don't know where that is, many of my northern friends definitely do. Go to Lake Placid, go north another hour, and that's where I live. I'm way up yonder. So today you are here for building Bitmoji scene. To see, this is going to be so much easier than my last group, because last group I did it with 60 some odd people. So the fact there's only a 20 of you in here is easy. I did one after that with 86 people. So this would be simple. How many people started to gather stuff and built a little within their Bitmoji once they sent you stuff, right? Okay, well, here we go. I thought some of you might. All right. So feel free to put anything in the chat. You can always unmute yourself and ask a question. I'm pretty capable of watching the chat as I go, as I train, so it doesn't bother me. Things pop up, I will answer them as quickly as I can. So the chat box is available through the circle at the bottom that looks like a little speech bubble. And then when you're in, if you just put your name, and I really just need your name. I don't need any more than that. So totally stole that from someone else, and that just makes it a little easier for me to use it. So we are going to work on Bitmoji scenes. So I am just putting this up as a precursor. I am warning you. See that? They are highly addictive. And if you don't believe me, I'm sorry. So if you lose your weekend to building a Bitmoji scene, my heart goes out to your family. I only speak that from a little bit of experience because I have done that. I have seen other people also do it. The last time I taught this, I got messages like, you're not kidding. It really is. But they're also a lot of fun. So when we talk about Bitmoji scenes, let me show you a few so you have a couple things to put in mind so you can see what they look like. So here are some of the ones I built. Now, they're not super special. When you know the magic behind them, they're really easy. Okay, so here's a little Bitmoji scene. It really is just either a slide presentation or a PowerPoint presentation. It's just a bunch of images put on top of each other, right? And then what I did is I put some hyperlinks in it. This is one of my first ones. And you can see what I did is I built the scene, and then I came back in and made the board a little bigger and then put my text on the board, right? This is another one. This is another kind. If you happen to be in one of my choice board trainings, you've seen this in my choice board training. This one is just an image. In my actual choice board, every one of these choices is a hyperlink to a slide in the deck so that students can submit through that. And they're all tied to multiple intelligences, right? So a little different. Here's another one. So this is me doing a basic training. I have a link over here on my laptop. I put some artwork up. This is a template slide. This is some other ones. This is one I did with one of my friends. It was an extension slam. All right. And I typically run these through. Here's a little one with a little bookcase that I could use at another time. This is one that's under construction. Here's another one. Everybody that was in my MGLS series, you saw this change every day, so it went a little different. So what I did, just as an idea, I took all of my Bitmoji slides and I put them into a slide presentation as I created them, and then I kind of have a repository of them, because then what I can do is once I have one, I can build another one off that. So it's like a little tip, right? So I don't have to rebuild them every time. They take a lot of work to build. Once you get a little better at them, they will go faster. My first one, which was this one, took me about an hour and 40 minutes to build. This one that I used all the time took me about 10 minutes to build because I had all the pieces and I just kind of modified them a little bit, right? So you'll get faster at it. That's the first thing I want to tell you. Just rest assured you'll get faster. Okay, so think about what you want to use it for. What do I want this scene to be? When I started looking at them, my goal was to engage teachers, right? Because that's my purpose. You're probably going to want to engage students. It's a little bit more exciting to see than my white background. It's not that I don't like you, but I just don't have a lot of time to put a lot of extra time into this screen over here. So I use this nice, plain, ugly white background. It's just simple. It serves its purpose. And what are you going to try to go for? So you saw that my first board was very simple. My last boards have gotten much more intricate because I've got the basics built. It's like having the house, and now I'm putting the shutters on, and now I'm putting like the, a little bit more trim and painting it a little nicer. I'm kind of working on it a little more. Makes it easier. Start simple. And then really your Bitmoji can change every day. Because quite honestly, if I go in here and I'm going to take this little guy out, I'm going to take this Bitmoji out, I may be that crazy person who changes her Bitmoji every day. Just saying. If you notice, I do have a white sweater behind me. She looks like me today. She looks like me every day. I'm always dressed in the clothes of my Bitmoji, okay? That's just one of those weird things that I find to be fun. I don't know why. I might be a little crazy. I might be a lot crazy. It's all good. I just kind of like to do that. For me, it's fun. So then the next thing is you want to set your Bitmoji up, okay? So the Bitmoji does require an app. So it is built, Bitmoji came from Snapchat, right? Snapchat is original. If you have young kids, you know what Snapchat is. If you don't have young kids, you may have grandkids that use Snapchat. It's just an app on the phone. And it's all about pictures exchange. Suzanne, if you don't have audio, try popping out and popping back in, and usually that will fix it.
She can't hear you, so she's not following.
You're right. I got that. Sorry, right. Let me write that to her. Try popping out and coming back in. That usually fixes it. Fixes it. I almost said foxes out. There you go. So Snapchat was the original, and so you have Snapchat. I have Snapchat because of my kids, my 27 and 23-year-old who decided that's how they were going to communicate with me. And then I put the Bitmoji app. So the Bitmoji app is on your phone or an iPad is where you make the changes. You can't do it at bitmoji.com. Doesn't work. It's just like a sign-up place. So the app within the phone or an iPad is your creation place. The extension, which I put in those pre-materials that I sent you, the extension, which is up here, is the consumption place. This is where I'm going to grab the pieces and I'm going to be able to pull them into my presentations, right? Okay, does that make sense? So in order to be able to
Virginia?
Yes?
Hi, this is Michelle Welple. I'm sorry to interrupt you. It says, I think, that I downloaded the extension, but it won't let me do anything after that. And I've had a Bitmoji in the past, and so that had me change my password twice, and I did that, but it won't let me do anything with it.
You in Chrome?
Yes, I believe so.
Are you logged in with a Chrome account?
I'm not sure.
That would be over here.
It's through Plattsburgh City School District, but my Bitmoji is through a Gmail.
Yeah, make sure that you've gone in and you've logged into Google, into your Gmail account. That should activate the account and pull it through.
So I'm not sure.
You can go to Gmail and just log into Gmail. That will log you into the Google account.
Okay.
And then it should activate that Bitmoji.
Okay.
If it doesn't, Michelle, stay afterwards and we'll work on it together, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So you can see, so the extension is really how you're going to pull your Bitmoji down in. It's going to make it easy. Okay. I don't have to email it to myself. I can just pull it down in here. So now if you happen to be in a district that doesn't allow you to do it, I have a couple tricks for you. So one of the tricks is to use an app that is available on Google called Keep, keep.google.com. Some of you that were here this morning saw me use Keep. I can create a Keep right here, and I can grab a Bitmoji, excuse me, and I can just right click on the Bitmoji and copy it. And then I can paste it like that. And then it's in my Keep. Districts can't turn Keep off. They can turn the Bitmoji extension on, but basically that's the equivalent of having an image. So then what I have done within my Keep is I have a Bitmoji label, and I archive it, and then all my Bitmojis are here, because when I go to some districts, I can't get Bitmojis. I have Bitmojis of my friends, right? I have Bitmojis of me. There's the old hair, right? And obviously I work places I can't get it. So this is the really old hair, right? So I have Bitmojis that I can pull even when I'm somewhere where I can't get them, because I'm keeping them in my Keep. So that's another trick that you can use as well. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, next one. So I'm all done. I figured out what I want. So the scroll bar on a mouse right here, on a plain old mouse, works wonders, right? Because I can go up and down in my Bitmoji app. See that? I didn't know that was an option. It does not work on my trackpad, right? So I was like, why do I not have all these Bitmoji? I have so many on my phone that I can't find here. That doesn't seem possible. Well, that's because a scroll mouse works really well. Learning how to search is also a really great thing. I learned a trick the other day. If you type in the word pose, you get lots of Bitmojis without words. Oh, I was like, oh, cool, look at that, right? So I was like, okay, that's awesome. So there's lots more that you typically just don't see, that you kind of have to figure out where they are. So that's one of the things that I do. Hi, Sophie. So standing and sitting, I can just search for standing and sitting, and I can also just bring in any kind of Bitmoji like this one. Let's say I'm going to pull this one in, this high one. I'm going to pull that in, and I'm just going to crop it, right? I can crop the words right out. So I click on it, I turn on the crop tool, and I can just take the words out. Now they're gone. So that's another trick you can use. Cropping is really helpful too, because it makes your images smaller in general, because that's a pretty big box. I'd probably even crop that a little more. I'd get it as tight to me as I could. It's just going to be helpful later if I'm going to try to move it around at things. So there we go. So now I have like multiples. Now that is not scary at all, right? More than one of me is just too much. Okay, so the next one. Gathering supplies, which most of you have already done, right? You went through, I sent you that pre-model thing. So that's, Marianne, I didn't send it to you. You had already done it, I think, before, but you've already built one, so it's not as rough. You'll be fine. So downloading those graphics to your desktop or your Google Drive is going to be the part that's super helpful. So what I typically do, the article that was in there, so if I click on this, right? This is not magic, by the way. This is just a screenshot of something I wanted. I actually use the snipping tool, which is a Windows component. If I'm on a Chromebook and I don't have that, I'm looking for the rectangle with the lines, which is a screenshot on your Chromebook. So I'll show you what a screenshot looks like. I'm going to grab one. So I just pushed print screen on my computer. I'm going to paste it. So you're now going to see, I should be able to paste it. It should come. It might not. Last night it gave me all kinds of problems. Try that again. I'm going to add a new slide real quickly. I'm going to paste my screenshot. So you could see my screens, right? I can see all of you. And when you have a screenshot, all I really have to do is just clip it down to what I need. So if you find something you really want, you can clip it right down with a screenshot. You don't have to have magic tools. That's all that is. That's a screenshot from my drive, right? I went to Drive, I saw the little picture of it, and I just took a screenshot of it. And then I cropped it down so it was smaller. And now when students come in to click on something, when you click on it, you know when you open it, it looks just like that. It's easier to navigate for yourself. So you know that you opened the right thing. Okay, so you can, when I'm out in Google, and I go out here, so I'm gonna go to images.google.com because that's where I would pick up my stuff. A couple of the tricks that can be very, very helpful. Man, I was a little worried today because Google has been like walking through molasses in a mid-January day. It's been slow. It's been slow everywhere. Scrolling. It's not even trying to go there. Oh, nice. Remember when I said nobody else could break Google, but I can?
You don't have a G in it.
Oh, you're right. Look at you, Margaret. Aren't you like the queen of like catch my ears today? Thank you. It's all good. I need somebody to watch me. I don't share my screen. I can always try images.oogle. It's not anything you need. Okay, so now I'm in. So I'm going to look up an apple. Oh my God, 1 pea. How about 2 peas? That would be great. Apple, 2 peas would be much better. 2 apples. Can I legally take that image? Does anybody know? Thank you, John. No, I cannot. Will Apple come after me? Oh yeah, baby, they will. That is not one I am, and that is not a company I'm willing to take on. Can I legally take a Google image? Yes, I can, because I'm a Google trainer. Can you? No. I can. That's like one of the benefits you get. So here's a trick. You come into tools, you come to usage rights, and you want to either, I would say, labeled for reuse and modification. When I click that, my options will change. Now it's interesting that this one is available through Creative Commons. The reason is because it's in public domain at this point. It's too old, right? So you also can search by color. Maybe I only want yellow apples. Or maybe I only want green apples today. Okay. So now I only have green apples that are labeled for reuse and modification. It's a great trick. So then I'm going to click on this. As soon as I click on it, it's going to take me to the apple. I'm going to right click and I'm going to save as. Now, if you're in a Chromebook, you can literally just save them down into your download folder. If you don't know where that is, that's Control J. That's where your download folder is. I personally made a folder on my desktop that's called the graphics folder. So that's where I'm going to put it right now. I'm going to save image as. I'm going to rename it because image 179573 means nothing to me, right? I want to be able to label it. So I'm going to call it green apple. And there it is. So now I have a green apple in there. So I'm going to rename them because I want them to be called something that I can actually search for when I'm looking. Does that all make sense? There's also, for those of you that don't know, there is also this little kind of save to Google Drive. If anybody's really interested in that, that's an extension that you can install that'll allow you to save images through. You do have to set it up. It's a little bit more work, but that is an option. Okay, here we go. So we're going to move on. Can also always use that snipping tool. Everybody knows that snipping tool, right? The snipping tool that you can find over in here in your, if I come down in here and I type in snipping. Some of you have never used the snipping tool. Oh my God, I'm going to make your lives like happy, joyous, wonderful. Okay, I'm going to use this. I'm going to go back here. See all these apples? Here's my snipping tool. I want to see where it's hidden. It's hiding somewhere. It's hiding behind, I think it's hiding behind you lovely people. It's totally not. I'm going to close it and I'm going to turn it back on. And I have lost it. I mean, more than regular lost it. It is hidden somewhere. I can't find it. So the snipping tool allows me to click and drag through stuff. I know. Ah, I found it. It was hiding underneath somebody's head. Okay, here's the snipping tool. I have mine pinned here. So I'm going to grab it new, and I can grab things like this. See, I just click and drag, and now I have the snipping tool allows me to grab a little bit of anything that I want. Anything, anywhere, anytime. Then all I do is save it. So now instead of one green apple, I have multiples of green apples, right? So I'm going to say green apples. I'm going to say green apples because it's more than one. So that's pretty easy. Is it legal for me to do that? No, probably not. Are there times you want to do that? Yes. Do I sometimes need to grab a snapshot of a piece of a book? Yep. That's how to do it. You want to grab a little piece out of something like an article, you can do it that way. You can do it. It just becomes an image, right?
Where do you find the snipping tool?
So go down to the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, and there's a little search bar there. So it does not work. It's not a Chromebook. It's only like a Windows option. And in that box, you type in snipping, and it should pop right up. And it's right there. So the trick that I have used, my friends, is once I got it up, once I had it up, I'll unpin it, right? It looks like this. So I'm going to just minimize it, and it comes down to my taskbar. I use it so much that I then pinned it to my taskbar, so it's always there. That's a great tool to just have in your hip pocket, right? That's one of those things that we just all need to have. Does that help, Carol?
Yes.
You got it. All right. So we're almost there. We're almost ready to build. So now the first thing we do need to do is we're going to start and we're going to create one. So it doesn't matter what you're on. We're going to hopefully build while you can work. So this is the hard part. If you can have two screens going at the same time. If this becomes difficult, you can follow and build later. I will show you an extension that may be really helpful to you. Please understand the extensions I'm sharing with you. They do have to be checked with your data and privacy officer for security, right? So these are ones, though, that do not require a login by your students. I wouldn't share them with your kids because they'd have to be vetted through. They are good for you to use. I'm going to start a new slide presentation. First of all, I'm going to do slides.new, and then I'm going to start a new PowerPoint. So I'm going to do two at once because I'm just that good. I don't really think I am, but slides.new is how I'm going to do new one. And I'm going to slide it over here. So it sits right next to my other Bitmoji slides. I want it to be there so it's easy. And I'm just going to I'm going to call this, BBS number 3. Okay, so this is my building Bitmoji scenes 3. All set to go. It's all saved. Now, what I can do is I can actually I can split my screens in half. And it's a extension called Tab Resize. And when I click that, it allows me to pick what I want side by side. I actually want these two side by side. I want the two PowerPoints side by side. So now I have them side by side. That's a really good kind of extension to have. You're trying to build at the same time while you're trying to watch something. If not, you're going to toggle back and forth. Sorry. There's probably no better way. Just make me really little and stick me up in the corner. Okay, that's all good. All right, pretty simple. So Chromebooks don't have snipping tools. So Chromebooks, how did you get it into the shortcut bar? When I opened it up, Margaret, I minimized it and it went down there and then I just pinned it down there. That's also how I got PowerPoint down there. I got Chrome down there because I customize all this stuff. I don't let anybody else play with that. Okay, let me see. I'm just looking at the emails. When you get the extension, when you get the extension, it should pop up in the bar. So Margaret, yours did not. Try logging in. Don't try to close the browser, but you can try it now. When we go out, you probably have to close the browser and come back in to get it to work. Chromebook doesn't have a snipping tool. Nope, Chromebooks don't have a snipping tool. You'll have to use the screenshot option, which is up at the top in the middle, and it's the rectangle with the lines after it. That is a screenshot, the equivalent. And you can snip with that. This is not the time for me to teach you how to snip with a Chromebook, but you can. If you learn how to use a snipping tool or how to snip In Chrome, they're called partial screenshots is what you're looking for. If you Google it, you'll find a YouTube video on it, a partial screenshot on a Chromebook. Okay. Oh, look at that. See, there you go. Somebody just thanks Tara-Ann. Awesome, awesome. Tab scissors and tab glue also work in Chrome. Yes. The reason I stopped using tab scissors and tab glue because they deprecated it. Okay. So it's not always the same. Okay. How did you get two screens? What is a split screen? So I use the extension tab resize extension. So now they sit side by side. That can be really simple. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of walk with these. Plus I'm gonna open up PowerPoint, which I think I have going right underneath as well. So I'm just gonna grab that and pull it over as well. So I have all three going. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Again, you guys are just blocking me out today. Which never happens. There we go. Pull you guys over here. So I also have PowerPoint because I'm gonna build in both. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put a background in. So in this, I have chosen a background that I like. So it's really important when we talk about backgrounds, we're going to use it as a background, not a theme. Difference between a background. Background is one slide, themes are the whole thing. Background. It's going to be up here. So I am going to first thing, change the layout because I'm going to go to a blank layout. All these is a pile of images is on top of each other. That's all I'm working with. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a background in. I'm going to click background, and then I'm going to find my background. Now, if you don't have one, you can come up here and you can pick a gradient, and you can pick a gradient room and just go with a colored room and add it to the theme, and you'd be all done and say done, right? I said not to add. Don't add it to theme, just be done. There's a room, right? I could have that as my background. That is just not good enough for me. Sorry. So my background, I am going to choose my image. My folder that I want to go to is my graphics folder. So wherever you saved your graphics, wherever you saved your backgrounds is where you're going to go. Mine is on my computer. So I have to upload it, which means I have to browse for it. It is on my desktop. It's called the graphics folder. So they are right in here. You can see I have lots of them, right? And I'm going to use this one. We're going to use something a little different today. Done. Ooh, so fancy, right? Yeah, nothing fancy there. I just found it. It was when I was searching for backgrounds once. I was like, ooh, I really like that. That's cool. I like the lights, kind of cool. That's a neat one that I'm just going to use. I like it too because it has a floor in. Okay, so that's one. I'm going to do one more. Choose an image. So now once I go to my graphics folder, it's going to continually go there. That's the good news, right? That's easy to follow wherever I put my graphics. So let me find this one. I really like this one. This is one of my favorites. Again, was a background that I found that already had a tree. Has a back, has a floor. So when I was searching, I looked for backgrounds and floors. And I got that one. It was pretty simple. I'm going to do the same thing on PowerPoint. I'm going to change my layout. So it's blank. I'm going to come up in here. I'm going to insert. I lied to you. I'm going to go to design. I'm going to format a background. What's nice about PowerPoint, if I was going to use this, I could use a pattern fill instead of a background and add something in. So I could also use a picture. I like that. I'm going to keep that one, right? So that's a simple one. So now I've done it on both. This is one of the few things out there that is really not cognizant on. It doesn't matter what platform you use. It's going to work in both platforms very easily and be able to go back and forth. So I'm all done. That's pretty easy. All right, we're going to move on. And I am going to just go back a little. I'm going to make that a little smaller. So I have my second slide ready to go. Okay, so I created my background. That one's done. Next one. So now I'm going to add in my larger pieces. So that includes things like furniture, whiteboard, bookshelf, desk. Here we go. We're going to go. I'm going to go find me a whiteboard. I'm going to go back out here. I'm going to insert. Everything I'm going to do is via insert image, upload. It's on my computer. So this is when I said it really makes sense if you go through and you upload everything. Well, what if I don't? What if I just didn't have time and I'm trying to find something and I want to put something in? So I want to put in a Jamboard. I'm going to see if I can find my Jamboard image. And I have no idea where that went. So I'm actually going to go look for one. I'm going to kind of teach you this process because this will help save you time. I can pretty much search quickly. I know what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go out to images.google again. Oh my gosh, I cannot type today. Images.google, and I'm going to type in Jamboard. I want a Jamboard. So a Jamboard is a kind of tool that I can use, and I'm going to come up here and I'm also going to change label for reuse and modification. So of course I'm not finding one. So I'm going to totally lie. I'm just going to go for reuse because I'm just going to use the board. I know that I can use it, so it's not a big deal. I'm going to grab the whole thing. So here, I'm going to do something very illegal again, right? I'm going to take a Jamboard image as soon as I find one. That one will not work. Let's say, see this one right here? It's too crooked to use in what you're looking for, right? It's not going to really work. I could use transparent, but I'm going to teach you a trick that you really don't use that. You know what I'm going to use? I'm going to see if they have a clip art one. That's been a trick that I've been using. Oh, that's a perfect one, right? Clip art is going to help me a lot. It's going to give me what I need. So I can take this one right here and it's transparent. That will help. That gray checker background is transparent, so that's going to help me. I'm always going to save my image. Now people are like, why would you save it and not just copy it in? Because if you remember in the olden days, way back yonder in the Paw Paw Patch, if you used to just paste things in, you weren't always in control of what your ability to use it. I want to be in control of what I can do with it. So I'm going to image, upload, graphics, and I'm looking for that board. Oh my God, I lost it already. I can't find right there. I think that one will do. I don't think it's the one I wanted, but that will work pretty close. So now I have a board. See that? Pretty simple. Okay. I want to put another plant in. I'm going to go get another plant. Plant, clip art. Nice plant. I like that plant. That's cute, right? Save image as. So this is knowing what I want really helps. And it's going to be called a TN indoor. It's just helpful if I can remember what it's called when I put it in. So I know what I'm looking for. So insert image, upload. So there's a lot of steps in this, right? There's no way around it. TN, if I remember what it's called, it's right there. So I'm going to open it and insert it. Okay, so this doesn't work, right? This doesn't look like what I had before. So Heather, this is going to speak to the question you just asked me. There's a website that will take this white background out, and this is where the magic happens. I open a new tab and I go to remove dot bg. Remove dot bg is to remove a background. I'm going to upload an image. When you see this, I can't wait to see your expressions because it's hopefully like everybody else's when I do this with them. There's the image, right? Doesn't look any different, but it became transparent. Now I'm going to download it because it's going to put it right back into my folder. Except now it's going to say remove BG preview. Okay. And then I'm going to insert it into my board. I'm going to take this out. It's a new file. It's a new copy of what I just had. So I have to go get it. I didn't change the one I had. I got a new copy of it. TN, I knew that. And it says remove BG preview PNG. Say open. Magic. So now I can take anything with a background. I don't have to look for transparent anymore, Heather, right? That really opens up a lot of your possibilities. Yes, that's what I want to have. I usually have, right? Okay, even better. If you keep that open, it will save and you can just continue to upload an image. So let's do another one. This is picture me, okay? I went to Google a while ago. This is me at Google. Look what happened, right? So I can download it. And then I can literally put myself right back into my own picture. So look it took all that back. It's not perfect, right? So this is something else that someone showed me the other day. You can also edit it. This is so cool. Look what I can do. I can give myself all kinds of other options in there, right? You get all kinds of backgrounds. Well, who knew? I could probably get rid of that Google if I really worked on it. I'd probably take this down. I'd use my snipping. I'd be able to get rid of that, right around that, all of that. And then I'd go back in and pull this picture in. Look at all the options in here. Isn't that cool, right? That is a cool option. What a neat thing to do with some pictures that you have. So just know that it also works with pictures. I just told you not to close it and I totally closed it. Does that all make sense? Right? So that remove BG is a huge tool when you're building on this. If I show you one of my boards, this had a background, 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 everything did. I went and grabbed what I needed and I went right back up there. You can use the, oh yeah, erase restore option at the top. Oh, awesome, Jordan. Right. Oh, can you erase around it? Like that little piece? Woo, didn't know that. Of course, I don't play with it that much. That's awesome to know. Fantastic. So you can even clean them up a little more. So everything here had a background and I just removed them so then I can have clear images that I can stack on top of each other, right? Okay, so now I'll go in and I'll put in a desk. I already have a desk all set up. Insert, image, upload. So you get this process. Once you're in it, you just keep doing it, right? So let's put in, all right, let's use this one instead. So some of you know, this used to be my desk, right? I used to be a music teacher. So that kind of was my desk, right? I had a piano, was my pretty cool. You can see I can put anything in there. So when it came in, right? That's too small for the room. Does that make sense to you that it's too small? Perspective is off. So you click on it and I get the handles to pull it. Make sure you always pull your pictures from corner to corner. If you don't, and I'll show you an example of when you don't, you get two options. You get tall and skinny, that would be my daughter Becca Bond, or you get short and fat, that would be me, okay? So this is the difference between the two. Don't do that. Keep things in perspective, right? Corner to corner keeps things in perspective. Otherwise, you get tall and skinny or short and fat, right? So you don't want that. You don't want everything to look like a gnome. So then you can kind of move it around. This is the part to me that seems to take the longest. You can hang images off the side of your picture. They don't all have to fit in. So when I go into present mode, you'd only see part of that board. That's okay. That's what real pictures look like, right? It's okay to kind of hang things off the side. All right. So now I'm going to escape out of that. Sometimes that's helpful to go into present mode and look at things as you're working your way through. So I'm going to take a picture and put the same thing in here. Just going to put a picture in, right? I'm going to go out to my graphics folder. So I'm in PowerPoint. I'm going to put in a stool. I like that stool. I don't think this stool is, oh, it is totally cropped. Really nice. Okay, good. I'm going to put that in here. We're going to pretend my floor is here. Perfect. I'm going to put one more thing in. We'll put another picture in. And I think you guys are going to get my desk. Oh, no, I lied. You guys are going to get the couch. I love how little the couch is to the rest of the room. That's just kind of funny. So you can see that I'm leaving my floor like it's down. That might be a little too big compared to the stool. So we'll do that, maybe make the stool a little better. This is kind of about perspective. I think like art teachers are way better at this than I am. Takes a little bit to play with it to see how you like it. So the function isn't much different whether I'm in PowerPoint or slides. All right, the next one. So I did some big pieces. Next, now I'm going to customize that room. I'm going to put some plants, some posters, some laptops, maybe a pet or two in there. All right, so I'm going to go back out. And I am going to, sorry, my brain went just on vacation for a minute there again. I'm going to go back out to this one. So I want to use this one right here. I'm going to put a laptop on top of the piano. I'm going to insert an image laptop. I know what it looks like. It sits right in the middle. So because I've been doing this for a while, right? And look at that's a little big. I mean, it's like real size almost. So all I have to do is resize it. because I've been at this for a while, I have some images that I've already used, right? So I'm reusing some of the same images. So that's why for me, it's going a lot faster and I can build much quicker. I know that typically I'm going to have some kind of board in the room. So sometimes I have a whiteboard, sometimes I have a Jamboard, sometimes I have a smart board, sometimes I have a Promethean board, sometimes I have a clear touch panel. I have all of those already saved. I have a desk. I have a desk that looks pretty similar to my desk here. I have a laptop, which looks pretty similar to my laptop. I have a Chromebook. I have some plants. So you can see once you kind of build for a while, I kind of have the pieces that I already want. I have some furniture because I did a furniture one once. Okay, so, all right. So now I want to put my laptop so it looks like it's sitting on the computer. This doesn't really look like it's sitting on it, does it? So I can kind of pull it down like this. So that doesn't even look right. And what I may need to do is I may need to rotate it just a little. Yeah, that doesn't look right either. So that's not going to work. You kind of just have to find a place where it feels like it sits the right way. That's not too bad. Sometimes it could be an issue with cropping. It has more to do with the angle of the piano than it does with my laptop, right? My laptop is facing forward. My piano is kind of angled off to the room. I'm not that worried about it because quite honestly, it's not gonna matter that much. Okay, so now I have a laptop. It's all sitting in there. Let's say I want to put something in my laptop. So I'm gonna grab a little shape. I put a little shape in my laptop right in there, right? I put something in there. If I want, I could put text in here. I could just put a picture. I could do that. I could put a word in there. I could put something in there. I could put a link to a document in there. Oh, how dare you do that? So this is that process of going through to do that. So I'm actually going to put a, let's see, I'm going to take the plant and I'm going to put the plant in there. And you're like, I'm what? So look what happens when I try to put the plant in there. What happens? It goes behind. So this is when it gets harder. So when we start to talk about things like this, it's order of your images. So think about an overlay. What we're talking about is order. And what I have to do is I have to right click on it and change the order. So I'm going to bring things to the front or move things to the back. And that's just like an overlay. If you've done any work with Photoshop or anything like that, they're just layers. All I'm doing is layering things on top of each other. So I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to order. Now, I could also come to arrange. Those are both the same. They're going to do the same thing. Order. So I want to bring to the front. I have the plant selected. I want to bring it to the front. Yep, that's what I want, right? And all I need to do is resize that plant and put it in the laptop. So now I have a picture in there, right? Cool. Still cool? Okay, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to turn this on its side. Everybody know how to rotate a shape? Grab the long pull handle. The love handles. That's what I like to call them, love handles. I'm going to turn that into a picture frame. What? I know everybody's like, what are you talking about? I'm going to turn this into a picture frame. I'm going to make it a little fatter. I'm going to give it a much larger border. Oh, look at that. That looks like a picture frame right now, right? I don't have to go get a picture frame. I just make my own. And now, just to be crazy, I'm going to put an image in there. I'm going to put a picture of somebody in there. And I go out to my desktop, and most of us have a picture or two saved in our laptops, right? Maybe one or two. Let's go put Amelia Bedelia in there. That's my grandbaby. Right? We're going to take her, and we're going to snap her right in there. Look at that. Now she looks like she's a picture that she fits right in there, right? How cute is that, right? Some people have noticed that I've been changing the pictures on my scenes, right? Little things that you can do that's just simple. That's simple. I learned a couple things the hard way. I was like, oh, wouldn't it be great if I grouped these two things together, if I grouped all this stuff together? So if I moved the piano, everything moved with me. Oh, that's awesome. Like so smartboardy, right? We know that concept from smartboard. If I group them together, they'll stay and move together. So I'm like, yeah, I can do that. There's an option for that. I just right click it and I can group it. Look what happens when you group stuff. Stuff moves. Not only that, you don't have the ability to link things. I have no idea why. All right, I wish I knew the answer to that. Doesn't make any sense to me. I lost my plant. It went somewhere. Okay, so that was weird. Okay, we're gonna put that back the way it was. So I lost my plant. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, back. Okay, she's decided she ain't moving anywhere. She's going there. So I can't group things and link them. So I'm not sure where my little plant went, but that's fine. Let's say I want to link Amelia to a YouTube video that she really likes. Can I link an image to things? Yes, yes, yes. You should be shaking your heads. Yes, right? So I click on, I have her picture selected. I click on link. It says, what do you want to link to? Well, I'm going to go to a YouTube video. I'm going to go to YouTube. This child she's 7 years old and she is her grandmother's child. I'll tell you what, she likes Mamma Mia, but only one song from Mamma Mia. She likes Austin Weber's Mamma Mia song. Talk about an annoying video. Okay, here it is. It's going to play for like 36. Okay, so I'm going to copy. I'm going to grab that.
I've been cheated by you since I don't know it.
Stupid video, right? I have watched it probably a gajillion times. She will stop screaming anything. So I'm just going to paste the link in. You saw how I grabbed the link, was just to share at the bottom. So now when I'm in present mode, this becomes, when I click on her picture, it's going to go to the video, right? Okay, I'm going to stop that because that will annoy you too. Don't you worry. You can also, you could put the video right into the computer. I could do this. I could insert a video right in there, which is kind of cool when you think about it. So think about, we've all done all these videos and stuff with our kids. We can have ourselves up on the screen so we play, right? It's going to look, there it is. I'm going to insert it in. I'm going to select that one. It's going to come somewhere on my screen. There it is. I'm just going to right in here and I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so it's right there in the middle of the video. Now, once it's selected, I have this video playback. Huge. Autoplay when presenting. I can turn it on automatically. So when I go into present mode, sorry, you're going to be inundated with Mamma Mia. I'm going to come in and look, it starts to play. You can do that on anything. There it goes.
I've been cheated by you.
Okay, that is not a, you can't do that in PowerPoint. Oh, I bet you can. So that is a Chrome functionality. When you insert the video, you will, what will open is format options and you want to autoplay it. So I could also put that up here in the screen, a picture of me or me presenting something, the same thing. So think about the videos that you've done. You can insert any kind of video that you've already done, right? You can put your own videos in. Does that make sense, right? If you've done videos for your kids and you have them, you have two options, YouTube and Google Drive. If you have some on your Google Drive, so right here I have all these Screencastifys, right? I can just throw a Screencastify up. It's right there, right? There's a Screencastify of a Screencastify. That's a little weird, right? And it's right there. I wouldn't want multiple videos to play at once, but then I can have the video playing on the board, kind of like we would do in our classroom anyway, right? So not a right click. It can be a right click if it doesn't show up. Format options is right there. It should automatically pop open when you insert a video. When I insert a video, format options should pop on the side. Okay, we're all still good. Those are some of the tricks of the trade. So let me keep going. I'm going to go back and I'm going to put my stuff back together. All right, so I put some links in already. That was a simple link. Video links are a little harder. They're not super hard. Okay, so anywhere along the line, we already ordered images. Grouping images, just be careful with grouping your images. So here are some tricks that I found have really worked. Use that remove background web page. Okay, so that's easy. That remove.bg, really simple. You want to crop your Bitmojis down to size. So I'm going to come in here because I haven't put one in yet. I'm going to just open that. I'm going to click on the Bitmoji extension and I am just going to pull this one down. So you can just literally pull it straight down. I can search definitely through And I can do that. I might not want this one, right? And this is a little, the scale is off again. So I'm going to come down, I'm going to crop out the words. Oh, nope. See, sometimes you do it and make me short and fat, Virginia. Just crop down the words. I'm going to crop out the size that will take it all down. You just kind of have to play with these a little. Pull over. I'm going to keep my arms out. Crop it. Now I'm going to crop it. And now I'm going to resize it. Now that makes more sense. Now I fit in the room, right? Don't take what they give you just because it goes in. I may not be that much taller than a piano, but I might be. Same thing will work here. So with PowerPoint, it's a little bit more difficult. Not a ton more, but a little bit. Find the one you want. So like this one, see, I probably shouldn't use that one. The poop emojis, right? That's funny. I'll use the same one. I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to take it to my PowerPoint and I'm just going to paste it in. It's going to work the same way, just a little different functionality. You don't have to save them to use them. So then you can just crop them down the same way, okay? Crop is going to work the same way as you work your way through. Does that all make sense? Pretty good. I don't want to lose my Microsoft friends in here as well. Okay, next thing. I just want to see where I am. Oh, I was on tips and tricks. Just want to make sure I'm staying pretty close to your time. I don't want to take up on a nice day. Oops, sorry. Keep all of your images in one folder. If I come out here, I will show you what I mean. I have one big folder and I actually have to move it to a different desktop. I'm going to stop sharing for just a minute and then I'm going to reshare because it's on a different screen using two screens. I want to make sure you can see what I mean about that. It's over here. So on this screen over here, I have a graphics folder. And in that, I have stored all my graphics. Okay. And I have like 122 items in there. So like I have a Boston fern. I have just a lot of different things that are in there. And if you want to look and see what you have, remember you can change your view option. If you're on a Chromebook, the folder you're looking for is your download folder. And that the way to get to that, if I come back into my Chrome, so I have to stop sharing again. I might be able to just pull this over. I'll pull this over here. And if I come over here, it's a Control J. Control J is your download folder on a Chromebook and a laptop and a desktop. It's always the same. It's always the same folder. And it works in every browser. And that's what I've downloaded, right? So these are the things. Look at all the images that I have in there. That's all the images I've downloaded. So I have a Julia Kelly JPEG. Oh, I'm like, what is that? I stole some people's Bitmojis because I'm in the process of building a Where's Waldo. So you have that folder that sits there. You can manipulate out of that folder. And if you show in folder, it'll show you where it is, right? It's pretty easy to find. You just have to kind of know your navigation about where you are while you're there. Okay, so let me look and see where we are because I want to make sure that we can get out on time. A few more things I just want to make sure we get. Take screenshots, and then like try snipping them. And warning, grouped images can't be linked. I just know that. So this is that trick I showed at the beginning, keeping all of your Bitmoji scenes into one presentation. I just made one called a Bitmoji board and I literally just copy and paste them over. So then I just always know where they are. They're still linkable even though they're images. Hold on, sorry. I'm gonna pull it over here. They're still usable, right? I still have images in here that I can move around. So these are like some ideas that I've started with and I kind of continue to work on them. So one thing that I've done just recently that I found worked really well, I went out to Drive. I'm going to go to Drive. So this is something that could be really fun with your students because it's not a lot of work. I built my room and then I changed every day, just a little tiny bit. So those of you that are in the MGLS series, you know, because you saw this room every day, you should be sick of it. They don't probably even want to look at it again. But then I just continued to use one board. So this is the board. And if I went in present mode, you'd see all the places. And I'm going to go back to the first one. If it loads, which is down here. I didn't do anything magical. I know people think it's magical. This is the first one, right? The first one, I put a bookshelf down. I think it's the second one, actually. I put a bookshelf down here. This was the first one. No bookshelf here. I put a bookshelf down here and moved the first training down here. And what I did is I continually kind of changed it, and I just kept duplicating the date from before. I took, this is where my link is for my training, was on my computer screen. So people need to click on the computer screen to go to the materials. This is just like the showcase. I change the pictures every day just for fun, right? I mean, it's okay to have fun, right? What else are you going to use? This is all you got for a classroom, right? To show your kids. Let's see if they can find it. You can actually take an object, like I was going to take this Google screen and move it every day and see if people could find it, right? You could do that on a classroom, you know, because when it's bigger, you'll be able to, it's much easier to see. Some days I put another picture of Amelia up there, you know, there's some really snarky tech humor. If you don't know what that means, things aren't always black and white. Those are, you know, code for, yeah, okay, sorry. I change my picture every day, right? I need like this one, look at that. If I could sit like that, Marianne, I'd be so happy. I can't even get there. I was gonna say I can get there, but I sure can't get up. Right? And then I just put a past sessions down here. So this is where they sat, and this is the last one. So you notice down here, it has all the links to all the sessions. So they literally can come in and click, and you can have all the pieces. Just something kind of different to do that's a little bit more fun, right? It's not tough, and it's not a lot of work, because all it was is this is a duplicate. I took the posters down, I changed this, I changed the title, and I put a new Bitmoji in. I'm not rebuilding the room every time. So just know that those are always options. Okay, so that being said, I have in here a Bitmoji share spots. And what I would love for you to do is once you get your Bitmojis built, I'd love you to come in here. You're going to have access to it. Every Bitmoji scene that we've had built across our RIC in the last like 3 weeks are in here. And these are just exemplars for you to look at, but put yours in here. It doesn't matter if they're good, they're bad, or ugly. And I'm going to show you some of them. They're just really fun. All you have to do is you have to make a new slide. So you'll come down to the end, and I'm going to show you some of them, because some of them I'm like, oh my gosh. I know my colleague, Dominique, and I have both done this class, and she's like, oh my God, I feel like a kindergartner when I make Bitmoji scenes now, because some of these people are so talented. All you have to do is come down in here, you go to the last slide, and you hit enter, and you get a blank slide, and you can copy and paste your Bitmoji scene right in there, excuse me. I have the hiccups. I'm going to show you some really quick. These are kind of amazing. When you look at some of them, I'm like, holy Toledo Batman, right? I'm still getting them from people, which is just amazing to me. They're so much fun to build. Okay, I didn't start at the last slide. It does think I did, but I didn't. Go into present mode, and you can see what's nice about looking at other people's Bitmoji scenes is you get ideas too. You get different ideas of how to use their screens, right? Look at this. I mean, the one before that, look at, she's got the alphabet thing right up there. That's amazing to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, how cute is that for her kids, right? All the options. I'm going to go quickly. That is, by the way, these are people's real animals. They took a picture of them, they took them and removed that BG, and then they resized them onto the furniture. What a cute idea, right? A real resemblance of what your life is right now. So cute, a little 3 boards. So many options. They're not, this girl has my heart, all sunflowers. I'm a sunflower fanatic. You can just look for posters. There's all kinds of posters that are out there for free. Julia's so cute, right? There's some really great ones out here. I mean, I'm going to go a little faster, right? These are hysterical. This teacher blew my mind. She's from Brushton. So I was like, okay, how did you do these? She's like, oh, I found lights and I just inserted lights. I'm like, oh gosh, that's awesome, right? Look at even a real chair, right? They're just great. She's using these all the time. She made one for like each one of her English classes had a different one. These are headers for Google Classrooms. Same idea. Let's see. That's that one took me right to her Google Classroom. Oh, that was weird. So you can see there's lots of ideas. I love that one. That one's so cute, right? What a neat idea, right? Just some really cool ideas in here. Okay,
James and
so,
the Giant Peach,
oh,
by
yeah, and I
Roald
clicked
Dahl.
on a book,
illustrated by Quentin Blake.
and that is Amanda Gadway reading a book, okay? So she actually built it and then read a book, and she recorded it and put it into the presentation, which is another cool thing you can do. Couple more things real quickly. I gave you some resources in here. I'm going to send you more. I'm going to send you more than this. I have some more that we've pulled together. These are two, I think this may be the first article I sent you, may not be, maybe articles I found afterwards. So, oh no, this is the 33 ideas. Oh, this is crazy. When you look at what other people have done out there, these are amazing. Really look what's out there. We Are Teachers is another space. This is a Facebook page. Beware. If you do this, turn off the notifications because they will blow you up. You'll have too much stuff. So know that I'm available. I would love to see your Bitmoji stuff in that document. And then there is also in this session, there is a 4-question form. It's really simple. You can just click right on it and you'll be able to fill it out. It shouldn't take you more than about maybe 30 seconds. Your biggest takeaway, the delivery, what else are you looking for, and any comments. So my friends, I went over by a little bit. I am very sorry. I'm going to stay for questions. You got it, Michelle, and I will definitely help you. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to turn the record off, and feel free